Hey, what's up guys? So the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game just revealed the first look at their upcoming game mode, Rushweek. If you haven't seen it yet, here's the teaser video.
Time to play.
I'm so excited for this. I've watched this like 20 times and I'm still getting the chills. The music, just the whole ambience. I cannot wait. I am so hyped for this. So this is the post from the official accounts and it says, an exciting new 1v6 multiplayer mode that focuses on Johnny and a whole new way to experience the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So there's no official release date yet, but the game's content pass, which includes early access to the game mode, begins in September and runs through February of next year. To my knowledge, Rush Week in terms of Greek life and sororities and fraternities usually happens around this time in the fall, and based on the pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns in the teaser video, the game mode, it seems like it takes place around this time. So maybe early access sometime next month, and then aiming for an October release? I don't know, but I'll be sure to keep you guys updated once we know more. So I wanted to take some time and analyze the teaser and speculate on the new mode. Alright, so the game clearly takes place in the fall, and likely revolves around the victims being university students. They could all be members of the sorority, but I wouldn't be surprised if we were to see some frat boys or just other student characters as well. In the teaser, we see a total of 6 victims, 2 entering the house, and then in the top left, there's 2 who appear to be dancing, maybe holding pillows. That would tie into the pillow seen on the Rush Week poster. And 2 in the upper right that look like they're arguing or maybe they're concerned, and then Johnny down below, of course, on the prowl. With the game being a 1 versus 6, I'm definitely getting Friday the 13th game vibes here, where Johnny has the power role and maybe for the victims it's more item spawn based with the goal to fight back, escape, and survive. The game mode is confirmed to take place after the events of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so we're thinking late 70s. So none of our beloved victims of 1973 will be in this cast for the new game mode. Let's talk about the victims first. So with this being a new cast and the events taking place presumably in the late 70s, what do you guys think the victims are going to be like? I'm very curious to see the character models and how they've been designed to fit the story. And I hope we do see more of a diverse cast here. As for the gameplay aspect, I think it'd be a great shakeup if the victims didn't have specific abilities like they do in the standard mode, rather just stats that somewhat affect things, but nothing that'll really make like a huge difference. Maybe different stats that affect them like the standard 5, like toughness, endurance, stealth, proficiency, strength, and maybe even a fear stat that somehow affects how victims react when he's nearby. And, maybe they don't even need all those. But I wouldn't be completely against the mode having perks if they're anything like how the ones in Friday the 13th were, where they're mostly there to just sort of help with escaping and survival without being overly strong. But I truly hope there isn't anything to push a strong meta, because I feel like that's just been one of the biggest issues in the current game with itself right now, especially in terms of balance. I'd also be fine if they took an approach like Killer Clowns from Outer Space did, with classes that define their stats but no perks. So possibly ways to stun him, but nothing too crazy, because it is 6 players going against one single Johnny. Again, just speculating here, we don't have much info to go on right now about what exactly the mode will persist of, so I could be way off. The one thing I've asked for on behalf of my lamp crew, please let us beat him with the lamps. Let us pick the lamps up, let us knock him over the head, something with the lamps, please. Now for Johnny. He's seen peering beside a bush wearing a leather jacket that has a rattlesnake on it. Maybe this was Han's old jacket with his old biker gang. Or maybe something happened after the events of 73 where he joined a biker gang too. There's a lot of empty space in the lore there that I'm curious to know more about. With this mode being 1 killer versus 6 victims, Johnny is definitely going to have to hold the power role here. This is what really makes me think he may be similar to how Jason was. Otherwise, it's just going to be a bully fest against him. Which I know he might deserve after us having to deal with his exploit for several months, but, you know, you gotta make it playable. So I have a few theories on possible abilities, and I actually had considered making a video a while back discussing rework ideas for Johnny's main ability in the, standard game mode. So maybe some of that could apply here. So I have 4 of them that I've been spitballing, but the first one is Stalk. Now, I know this was an ability for Jason in Friday, but it's also something I've considered as a rework in my notes. We know Johnny enjoys the thrill of the hunt and likes to catch his prey. Essentially, this would give him the ability to sneak up on victims without giving them any proximity warning or, fear-related aura, and this could definitely keep players on high alert, not knowing exactly where he's at. This could be awesome for jump scares.
Hey there!
And really make this a really fun mode. So the second one is Hunt. With similarities to his original Hunt ability, maybe he could still investigate footprints when found, and his movement speed increases for a period of time. Hell, maybe the Stalk and Hunt abilities could be combined into one. I don't know if that would be too OP, I don't know, but yeah, I think both could work. So the third is Rage, or Fury, as what I've called it. I know this was also an ability for Jason, and, Johnny's playstyle could be totally different, so I hate making all these possible comparisons, but I feel like it makes sense for him to have some sort of damage increase ability, or something that makes him more fearful for a limited amount of time. Maybe he can only trigger it after being stunned. And the last one I thought about is Intuition. With it being him against 6 others, there's a lot of ground to cover and, a lot of heads to, count. So he could probably use some sort of means of intel to know if victims are near an escape or, some sort of ping. As for the environment, maybe we'll get more than one map, maybe it'll just be one, but I could see the main building being the sorority house and then maybe some of the surrounding area. A lot of these frat and sorority houses tend to be next to or within a short distance from campus, so there's a possibility for there to be other buildings, houses, apartments, whatever, etc., besides just the main house. So it really depends if there's going to be any sort of lockpicking aspect to, see how the game actually plays out in terms of, size of the map. And then as for gameplay, I think the term rushweek could also tie in to things being on a set timer and essentially having to, rush to escape. A while back, they did mention new ways to escape. They didn't really, say what that pertained to. So I'd love to see a car escape. So, I can do all the steps for it and then have my teammates speed away or just, run me over with it. In terms of other escapes, I could see there maybe being a mechanic for calling campus security, similar to calling the cops, but I'm not entirely sure what other escapes they could implement since they're probably not near water, so a boat wouldn't really work. But maybe having a friend pick them up, or a late night bus that requires finding a ticket, I don't know. But, there could be a path with an exit gate that maybe it leads to the quad or something. I know a lot of people dearly love Friday, so if the new mode is anything like that, then I definitely think those fans will be happy, and it'll be a fresh breath of air for the game. But who knows, this could be an entirely new take on things. But I do want to acknowledge that right now there's a large number of issues in the game's current mode, and I really hope that those bugs and balance issues get resolved and not just pushed aside for the sake of new game mode. And I understand why this news may feel bittersweet for a lot of people, myself included. And it's okay to be wary about this. It's a very exciting time, a brand new game mode. There's a lot, there's a lot of hype surrounding it, but I do really hope that the two modes can coexist and both receive the love and support that they need. Just from the trailer alone, this really does kind of feel like an entirely new game, which I think could be great. If you've been a day oneer like me, then the standard mode has began to get a little stale, especially if you've got most perks leveled up and with the lack of content. And this new mode will be a great way to spend time playing in a different way, but still enjoying the game and franchise. So like I said, there's no release date for Rushweek yet, but it seems like it's among the horizon. It definitely seems like it's coming soon. And I definitely plan on doing gameplays for it. And, maybe I'll have to dust off the old Twitch page and start streaming again too. We'll see. But I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think Rushweek will consist of, and what do you hope it has? Let me know down in the comments. If you're interested in gaining early access to the upcoming game mode, along with the new family member and victim, new cosmetics, and a new execution pack when they release, be sure to check out Texas Chainsaw's Content Pass. I'll be sure to keep you all updated whenever it drops, along with any news for the upcoming game mode and anything else over on my X or Twitter page. If you want to see more gameplays and discussion videos, be sure to like and subscribe for more Texas content. And one more thing. I know they might have said that it's a wrap on Maria's story, but I've got one more part to the Search for Maria series on the way, and then more discussion videos to come soon. So stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
Don't you think I know what you come here looking for?
I'm gonna see your insides before this night's through.
Just make sure you keep that saw nice and close.